Before we do, though, remember, you can check us out all over the internet. You can find us everywhere that you get your podcasts. That's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere that you can possibly think of watching a podcast. It is there for you. You can find us on YouTube at Triple Threat Show, Twitch at 3 Threat Show, and on Instagram at 3 Threat Show _ as well as on TikTok at _Triple Threat Show. Follow me at Jeremy _L everywhere as well. And follow Nojo on TikTok at least, and Rob Sports Take on TikTok as well. Check us all out there if you want to see more content from us. But like I was saying, we have to finish off our show here with a Thursday night preview. We are not going to be live tomorrow, but this is a potential NFC Championship game preview in Lambeau Field. Historic Lambeau Field, the host of so many historic big games before. We see now this Commanders team led by Jaden Daniels go in as a team that people are trying to knock off, and this Packers squad that, after trading for Micah Parsons, is arguably the best team in the NFC. These are two juggernauts of the NFC, and I would not be shocked if we see these teams meet up sometime in January if everything goes as planned. Both of these teams dominated week 1 against division opponents. The Commanders against my Giants, and the Packers against your Lions over there, Nolan. It was not a good week for either of us, but still, there is not really a good week for all three of us, actually. All of our teams lost, but this game is going to be amazing. Is Jaden Daniels going to turn it on? Is this Commanders offense going to turn it on, be less sloppy? They had over 10 penalties for over 100 yards last week against the Giants. Didn't cost them because they were playing the Giants, but if you do that again against this Packers team, they are going to take advantage of that. The way that Jordan Love was playing, the way that the wide receivers were playing, the way that Josh Jacobs was playing, and especially the way that that defense was playing, that is going to be a much tougher matchup for both of these squads, I think. This is going to be an elite game on Thursday Night Football, and it's an amazing way to kick off Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Mehrob, what do you think of this game?
Honestly, ever since I saw the schedule released, ever since I saw Micah Parsons get traded, I've been looking forward to this game. This is one of those games that you don't see a whole lot of. You saw Sunday Night Football between the Ravens and Bills. I think this is going to be a similar situation with the Packers and the Commanders. I said it, what was it, yesterday? It was yesterday, that I think Sunday Night Football was a preview of the AFC Championship, and this is a preview of the NFC Championship. These are two teams that will most likely see each other. These are most likely two top teams in the NFC squaring off in week 2 on a Thursday night, on a short week. And you brought it up. I think if the Commanders want any chance of winning this game, they're going to need to clean it up on the offensive end. They cannot have a sloppy penalties. They cannot have the false starts, the formation issues that they were having against the Giants, because those are simple mistakes that Jordan Love's hard snaps, he'll take advantage of those. Those are the mistakes that a Micah Parsons will take advantage of. We're going to learn a lot about that entire Washington Commanders offense because, I mean, if the Lions gave us any preview as to how good this Packers D-line is, sorry, Nolan, Jaden Daniels is going to need to be running for his life. Now, I'm happy because if he scrambles and anybody else that has Jaden Daniels in fantasy football, they're going to get points off Jaden Daniels' scrambling ability. But he's going to be running for his life out there. That offensive line is not built to be dealing with Preston Smith and Micah Parsons on opposite sides. It is an absolute beast of a defensive line in Green Bay, and I'm really worried to see how that's going to play out. On the other side with the Packers, how is Jordan Love going to play against that D-line of the Commanders? How is he going to be throwing the ball with Sanders still on the back line? Across the board, this is a lot. There's going to be a lot at stake for both of these teams. It's a true test for both of them. And I just cannot wait to see it because we're going to find out who the best team in the NFC is by Thursday night.
Yeah, you talk about the defenses for both of these teams, and I think that's where I kind of want to start this matchup because the defenses for both of these teams are much improved from last year. The Commanders, you talked about it, Mikey Sanders still year 2. You have a really, really comeback kind of season from Marshawn Lattimore, a rookie, and Trey Amos, who looked really good against Malik Neighbors in week 1. There's a lot to like about this Commanders defense. Dietrich Wise, who stepped up huge, as well as Javon Kinlaw on the inside, who shut down that Giants running game. It's going to be a lot harder against Josh Jacobs and those receivers for the Packers, and of course Russell Wilson versus Jordan Love. But that defense looked really good. We talked about that Packers defense already. Sure, they lose Jair Alexander, but if that Sunday night game was anything to say, that's not too big of a loss. He didn't look too good for the Ravens out there. But Micah Parsons, in half of a game, sort of, maybe even less than half of a game, 3 quarterback pressures, 1 sack, and a forced interception against Jared Goff, and a much better offensive line in the Lions than the Commanders have. That's not to say that the Commanders don't have a good offensive line, Nolan. This is a very good offensive line. They trade for Laramie Tunsil in the offseason. They draft Josh Connerly. They have a really solid interior if everyone's able to stay healthy. This is a good Commanders squad, a good Commanders offensive line, but I think at the end of the day, this comes down to whose defense is going to play better against both of these elite offenses coming in to try and put points up against them.
I completely agree. Just for the record, I think I have Terry McLaurin in fantasy. I might bench him this week. I don't trust. I just think that Green Bay secondary, Green Bay's just defense now is just too good they're just so just well rounded. Obviously, Micah Parsons. Then you have Quay Walker. You have Javon Bullard, Xavier McKinney. You just have a loaded defense on all 3 levels, and it's just they're just a reliable defense. We saw them lock down Detroit. We saw them lock down Amon-Ra St. Brown, a top 10, top 5 receiver in the NFL. Saw them lock down Jameson Williams. Played good defense against Sam Laporta. I mean, they were just locking all the Lions receivers down all day, and they couldn't get anything done. Even the run game, the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, they couldn't run the ball on that Packers defense. The Packers defense is legit. This is a very good defense, even if they didn't have Micah Parsons. Maybe they still would be good. Obviously, wouldn't be nearly as good as they are right now, but their defense would still be a league even without Micah Parsons, in my opinion. But this Packers team, their defense especially looks just super good. And their offense, obviously, you have Jordan Love, who's really taking steps into becoming, their next. He's already their franchise. He's their new guy, but he's looking to be the next Lambeau star. He's looking to be, the Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. He's looking to be that guy. Then you have Josh Jacobs at running back. I mean, he's just a touchdown machine. He's just scoring every week. He's had, I believe, 8 or 9 straight weeks of scoring a touchdown. I mean, he's just efficient. You have Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Tucker Kraft. I mean, their offensive weapons are good, and their offensive line is just as good. This Packers team is just so good, and on both sides of the ball. I hate to admit it as a Lions fan, but they're good. I hate saying that, but they're legit. It sucks, man, because I hate seeing the Packers do good, but I can't deny the fact that, they're going to be legit. And this is literally, funny enough, I think this will be the exact situation the NFC Championship will be in. In Lambeau Field, Packers versus Commanders. I feel like it's going to be at Lambeau. Packers could take the 1 seed.
I brought it up, and I kind of I titled that segment this, but that was a little bit of an overreaction for me. You still have a lot of really good teams in the NFC, but that is a real possibility. This is a Packers team that did look like the best team in the NFC last year. Last week. This is a Commanders team that is super exciting, and we'd love to go and see them, play in a second straight NFC championship game. It is going to be an amazing game on Thursday Night Football. Mehrob, there are really important keys to the game. We talked about the offense, right? We talked about the defense, but the offense on the other side is going to be just as important. For the Commanders, you have Terry McLaurin, you have Bill Krosky-Merritt, who is the NFC leader in rushing yards after 1 game. That's crazy. 7th-round rookie stepping up, playing an amazing game against that Giants defense. You have Deebo Samuel, who had a huge impact in his debut game for the Washington Commanders. Of course, you have Jaden Daniels, who, in my opinion, is the 6th best quarterback in the NFL, just below Justin Herbert and the Big Four. This is a really, really good Commanders offense, and we talked about that upgraded offensive line already, but it's not like there's a slouching offense on the other side. Jordan Love is playing really good football right now. We talked about it in our last show So Matthew Golden didn't have his greatest game, but he had a really good, impactful game for them. Despite only having 2 receptions, he was able to help in a lot of other ways. Josh Jacobs is going to play a huge part for a Commander going up against a Commanders team that really struggled with the run last year. Now they have some corners. They don't have to put so much effort into stopping the run, or maybe they can put more effort into stopping the run and stop helping out the maybe worst cornerback group in the NFL from last season. That is going to help them in the run defense. But the keys to the game here, I think running the ball is going to be a huge part against each of these defensive fronts, and controlling the play, controlling the amount of time that your defense gets to rest, the amount of time that your offense has the ball, I think is going to be a huge indicator on who wins this game.
I mean, no doubt about it. I just want to take a quick second. Actually, let me take a quick second. Jeremy, real quick, list your top 6 quarterbacks in the league right now.
I can
You
do
said
that for you. We'll
You
go
said
in order.
Jaden Daniels.
We'll
You
go.
said Jaden Daniels is below Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I'll give you my top 6 here. I can give you a whole 32 if you want me to. I've got that up here, but I can give you my top 6. We got of course Patrick Mahomes number 1, Lamar Jackson 2, Josh Allen 3, Joe Burrow 4, Justin Herbert 5, Jaden Daniels 6.
It's valid. I can get behind that. I like that.
So you have Lamar and Joe Burrow over Josh Allen right now?
No, I have Joe Burrow 4th, Josh Allen 3rd.
Then who's second?
Lamar.
Then who's first?
Patrick
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Now listen.
Allen has to be 1.
He doesn't. Great. He's not.
I think Lamar is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. But
yeah. Lamar gets the riches of a Derrick Henry. That's why I don't put him 1. I have Jalen, Mahomes, Lamar, and then I have Jaden Daniels at 4.
Wait, you have Jalen Hurts at 1?
No. Josh Allen. I said Jalen.
Oh, they said. I'm like, I think you said Jalen. I'm like, Jalen Hurts. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Jalen Hurts in any top 5 conversation.
I think Josh Allen is an absolute stud. But getting back into this, I think like I said before, it's going to be up to Jaden Daniels how he handles the pressure of Micah Parsons and that Packers D-line. However, there is another man on the wide receiver core that this team decided to go after and pick up in the offseason that I'm looking at to take over this game. McLaurin's going to be taken out of this game. Matt LaFleur is going to do his best to take McLaurin out of it, take the deep ball out. I think Deebo Samuel's due for a big game in this one. I think he's going to be all around the field. I think they're going to use him across the board. He's probably going to have, I'd say, somewhere between 6 to 9 targets in this game. At least six targets in this game. I think he's going to be across the field, and I'm looking at them to establish him early on. If they can get him going in the first half and then open up the rest of the field, it'll open up Terry McLaurin's deep ball. It'll open up Zach Ertz across the middle. It'll open up the run game, even though they use Deebo Samuel in the run game. Across the board, I think he's the X factor of this game, personally. That's my opinion. Another thing, Packers secondary got a lot worse this offseason. Losing Jair Alexander was a big loss for them. I know they drafted a couple cornerbacks, but I'm looking at Jaden Daniels to test that secondary early on because we know how good the front four is. We know how the second line is at the linebacker position. But how good is that secondary? Jared Goff didn't test him a whole lot. He was dumping the ball off a lot. We saw a couple passes to Laporta, but not a whole lot downfield because he just couldn't. The pressure was just in his face before he could even look downfield at Amon-Ra. I'm looking at them to figure that out early on, and Deebo Samuel is the X factor to this one.
Yeah. Jared Goff wasn't also passing downfield because their secondary was locking down the entire offense for the Lions the entire day. I don't know if you saw any of the Twitter highlights or anything, but there was this picture I saw where it was a picture of every drive from the game for the offense of the Lions, and the linebackers and the corners and the safeties just had it locked down. They were just playing the perfect defense for the Lions scheme. Granted, the Lions scheme is a lot more basic now compared to what they had last year. Obviously, you lose Ben Johnson, but I mean, the Lions just had no offense. Their wide receivers just couldn't get anything done because of how good the Packers secondary was playing against them. I'm not saying your take is bad. I'm just saying the Packers secondary is definitely a lot better than you're making it sound to be. That's all I'm saying.
It also helps that Micah Parsons and that pass rush are getting home. The thing that makes a secondary look as good as possible is a really good defensive front, because the less time a quarterback has and the less time a wide receiver has to get open, the easier it is for a corner or safety to cover. More time, the wide receivers are going to get open. That's just the way it works in the NFL. Keys to the game for the Commanders here. I've got 3 of them here. First of all, we have to go with slowing Micah Parsons. You have to slow down Micah Parsons. You're not going to be able to stop Micah Parsons, but you have to be able to slow him down. If you can take him out of the game, even in the slightest, a bunch of chip blocks, not let him get more than 1 sack in this one, that is going to be a huge key to your victory. Another key is establishing the ground game. That's what they like to do. If they can get an early lead, or even if they don't get an early lead, if Bill Krosky Merritt can establish that run game for the Commanders, it's going to be a much easier time for them to get Debo involved on some of these motion plays that Cliff Kingsbury loves, for Jaden Daniels to have some more time in the pocket, for them to set up a deep throw to Terry McLaurin, which is my 3rd key to the game. They need to hit something with Terry McLaurin deep. They missed a couple chances against the Giants. They need to hit at least one. It doesn't have to go for a touchdown, but I'm looking for a 25-plus yard bomb down the sideline. Hitting a Terry McLaurin deep shot is a huge, huge key for me. For the Packers, I've got 3 keys for them as well. The Packers need to get their ground game going. Josh Jacobs needs to get going again. Jordan Love needs to not turn the ball over. You need to win the turnover battle if you are the Packers. And last but not least, you need to contain Jaden Daniels' legs. You have to keep him in the pocket at all costs. I don't care if that costs you a sack. You cannot let him make explosive plays on the ground. Those are my keys to the game for each of these teams. That's the way it's got to go if they're going to win these games.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the Terry McLaurin one is the most important for the Commanders. I think getting Terry McLaurin open is just honestly the best way their offense can operate. If he's open, it's all going to be fine. But if the Packers can close him down, shut him down, their offense is still good enough. Obviously, they got Debo Samuel, Zach Ertz. But I mean, I think Terry McLaurin being open or being shut down is going to be the key factor to if the Commanders can win this game or not.
Absolutely. And we've been talking about the Commanders a lot, just jumping over to the Packers side of things. Josh Jacobs is absolutely a key factor. But I'm also looking at the rookie Matthew Golden. Had a quiet day in week 1. When are we going to see him? Jaden Reed caught a touchdown as well. But can Matthew Golden step up in a big spot, especially Jaden Reed hurt right now? Romeo Dobbs, I know he's still there. Dontavian Wicks. This is a legit Packers offense, and Jordan Love can deliver the ball when he needs to. Can he get open so Jordan Love can do so?
Absolutely. There's a lot to like about both of these teams. I think I'm going to stick with the Green Bay Packers. I love what this team did in the offseason. I think they've looked really solid. And as good as I think both of these teams are, I think the Packers getting pressure off the edge against Josh Connerly. I think they attack the rookie tackle. And I think Micah Parsons has a big day shutting down as much as you can Jaden Daniels. And I think the Packers escape with a really tight win. Them being at home is a huge part of this too. I think that crowd at Lambeau is going to do wonders. Although I do know a lot of people are traveling from the DC area to go and see that game. So it might not be a full Packers crowd, but they always do a good job of making that house loud and hard for visiting teams. So I'm sticking with the Packers in this one, but I do think this is going to be a real tight game.
Absolutely. Jeremy, one last question for you, because I know we were talking about QBs. Where do you throw Jordan Love in your rankings for QBs?
Jordan Love sits at 13 or 14, somewhere right around there.
It's like 12 or 11 for me.
That's a crazy take.
Do you have him top 10?
Crazy
Do you have him
take.
top? Do you have
Where
him
do you
top
have
5?
I have him at least top 12, if not fringe top 10.
It's fringe top 10. 13's fringe top 10.
Fringe top
That's
10.
that about there.
Fringe top 10 for sure. Should we do a quick top 10 QB rankings?
I'll finish off my top 10 here. We got to 6 here. Mahomes.
So you the whole sorry, you were going top of there right now.
Mahomes 1, Lamar 2, Josh Allen 3, Joe Burrow 4, Justin Herbert 5. We have Jaden Daniels 6, Matthew Stafford 7, CJ Stroud, 8. 9 is Jalen Hurts. 10 is going to be Baker Mayfield. 11 is Dak. I went a little bit past there. 12 Geno, 13 Jordan Love. There you go. Get to
Smith,
You have
12.
behind
It's a man
Geno?
of snap. I like that.
You have
Finish it,
behind
man. He's
Geno?
working. He's working, man. I like that.
No, what's your top 10?
All right. Lamar, Allen, Mahomes. I'm gonna go Herb, Daniels. I'm putting Baker at 6. I think Baker's playing great. Stafford. Excuse me. What am I thinking of? I can't think of his name. Is it crazy to say Kyler Murray's 8?
I think it is, but this is your list.
Yeah, I'm just putting him there because I think he's freakishly athletic for his size, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt there. God, I can't think of his name. Oh my god. I have a fantasy. Wait, he's on my fantasy team. Hang on. Give me a quick second here. Oh, CJ Stroud. Sorry, CJ Stroud at 9. And then Geno Smith 10.
Okay. What is the CJ Stroud? Okay.
You don't like CJ Stroud?
I can't.
I mean, he's still got to prove himself, but he's not bad.
I don't think he's there yet. I mean, at least Jordan Love has won a playoff game. Some of these guys haven't even won a playoff game yet.
CJ Stroud has won a playoff game in each of his 2 games, each of his 2 years as a quarterback.
Did he win last year?
Yeah, he won in his rookie year and he won last year.
Jordan Love did?
Not Jordan Love.
No.
CJ Stroud.
Oh, Jane didn't.
What did CJ Stroud beat last year?
CJ Stroud beat the Chargers last year.
Oh, you're right. He did. I forgot about that.
And then he beat the Browns the year before.
He just
I
dismantled.
remember he beat the Browns the year before, but I forgot he beat the Chargers. Okay. Well, my top 10, like we said, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, and probably Jordan Love, and then CJ Stroud, and probably Matthew Stafford at 10.
I respect it. I like the list, boys. Remember, everybody, you can check us out for more takes like this everywhere you get your podcasts, everywhere you get your social media, on TikTok at 3threatshow _ you can at the _triple threat show. You can find us on Instagram at 3threatshow _ Twitch at 3threatshow, and YouTube at triple threat show. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We have been your hosts, Jeremy Lapidus, Mehrob Fatemi, and Nolan Jambor. We will be back on Friday, breaking down all of the football action from the weekend. That's NFL, college football. We'll do power rankings, top 10 for baseball, and break down a massive fight that will be taking place on the 13th of September. Make sure you tune in then. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.